Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm the queen, yeah. Move it, groove it. They wanna know just how I do it when I do it. I got that magic touch, it's a rush, pulsing through my veins. When I show up, everybody knows that I'ma change the game.
Hello, guys. How are you? You guys have me on audio. Somebody put in the comments if you guys can hear me. I'm not sure. Jimmy and I normally do this and we set it all up ahead of time, but without having anybody to test with, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. So I often have audio problems. Echo. All right. How about that? Did that fix the echo? We all better now? Got a little echo. Hey, Tim. How are you? Any echo now? Are we doing good? Or are we doing bad still? Nope. All good? No echo. Okay. No. He did send me the stuff, but I probably won't update that until the end of this month when I put the new stuff up. Those, and he's talking about these top 10 scores. I had not gotten data from a judge, and his scores weren't on there. So echo still. All right. How about now? Do we have an echo now? We all good? I forget which button to turn down. Usually I have to. Lots of echo, but you can hear me. No echo. Good. Thank you. Thank you. I just turned the wrong knob down. Now I've already forgotten which one. I should have remembered which one to turn down. Okay, cool. So look, so I know we're not normally on Thursday nights. Jimmy was going to come on with me, but I think he had to work late. So I'm gonna do this by myself. So if y'all have any questions, please put them up in this in the comments. I'm gonna be watching for them. But what I want to do is go over the score sheet because we added some classes, and I believe we're finally done with adding classes to the score sheet. So I wonder if there's anywhere that you guys can look at the score sheet. I'll see if I can. I don't know if I can share the score sheet. I don't think I can. Yeah, let me try this. Okay. Yeah, this works. All right, cool. Hey, Sally, how's it going? Yep, first time in Kentucky this weekend. We're excited about we'll be the first time in Kentucky. And man, I talked to Richard earlier. Richard in I think we're going to be in California for the first time. And it's ironic that we're in California for the first time because last year we went out to Las Vegas and we had several people want us to come and be an org out there, but we just never found anybody to do it. So here we are, almost a year to the day, maybe a year to the day. I'm not even sure. We're going to have a California show. I think that's where it's at. Pretty sure it's in California. So that's exciting. So we got Kentucky. Greg's going to be in Kentucky, and Richard in California. Pretty exciting. So I'm going to start with this score sheet thing. So trunk classes. You remember we used to didn't have trunk classes, but now we do. Stealth class, up to 250 inches. I called it stealth, but I really didn't want to. I wanted it to be another name, but we used to have a stealth class, but everybody thought that I'd done away with the stealth and the savage class, but I didn't. I just moved them. So I changed the names of those classes that we created. I changed it to stealth, and I put it at the top of the score sheet so people would realize that it's kind of the same class. So not much to say here. That's a 3K class, a trunk class. It's up to 250 inches and a 53 hertz cap. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And a 3,000 watt class. So there you go. The next one is boss class. It is a 350 inch class and it goes up to 5K. All these have the 53 hertz cap. Hey, Bryce. Let's see. Is the wall class only woofer SQ area? Yes, it is. In the in all the trunk, no wall, open, C-pillar, pro classes, demo classes, fun classes, it only counts the subwoofers. The only ones we count the mids and highs is the demo wars classes, and those don't count the subwoofers. Actually, you count all the other speakers in those. So that's a good question. And any questions y'all have, please put them out there because they're probably easily answered and they're probably asked 1,000 times by others. So, and that's my purpose for this right here. No wall classes. How do you define a no wall? How do you define a wall? So, a lot of you are new to Base Wars, but we don't like to do things the way other people do them because they do them. They do that. And so, we try to be different. So we don't define a wall. A wall is made in a vehicle for our purposes to shrink cabin space and to direct all waves forward. If you try to make a wall and you leave a gap, then you sometimes hurt yourself, and so you're putting sound behind that box, and it can actually be detrimental. So a judge looks. We won't tell you, hey man, 2 inches from the roof and it's a wall. No, that's not the case because that box might be that wide. So the judge will look in and tell you if it's a wall or not, and he will judge that based on the criteria that I just pointed out to you. Did you try to create a wall? Did you try to shrink the cabin space? Did you succeed? I mean, it's one thing to try, but if you screw up and don't get a wall out of it, then it's not a wall. So there's that. That's how we define a wall. Let me read this right quick. In a wall class, does a support pole in front of the B pillar change how I would have to compete? No, it only changes how you kiss your girlfriend in the other seat. Right? Good luck with that. No, doesn't change how you compete. Yeah. So these don't right now. These are new to us last year. So rather they grow up and we break them out into cone area. If we, I'm not saying we won't. I'm definitely not doing it this year, but that's something that's probably coming in the future. All right. Mine is behind the leak and below the window line. No real wall. Straight right. So to me, neither one of those things really matter. A window line is simply a rule that, and I don't know what organization created it, but to me, that's got nothing to do with a wall. So we're not gonna do that. That's got nothing to do whether you're a wall or not in Base Wars. Let's see here. Is there a limit on the pole dimensions? It depends on if you want to see the person in your passenger seat. No, man, there's no limit. We don't care. If you put, a 2-foot column in there, that's up to you. That's up to you. Now, let me say this. If you put a 2-foot column in there and it's disguised as a column and it's really a port, or you put some subs in there, now we're going to put you probably in a different class and you'll be metering on the glass, So there's that. All right, it looks like I got them all. All right, so now, so the no wall classes, I told you how we define a wall. We really don't define a wall. And I'll say this, if your subs are inverted, then it's almost not possible for you to have a wall unless it's like a band pass box or a 6-order. So if you got 2 subs and a big box in the back of your Tahoe and they touch the ceiling even, well, that's going to be a venting problem for most subs. But if they touch the ceiling, that don't mean it's a wall. If there's space around that, it's not a wall. So, all right. I won't beat the wall thing up too much. Okay, so now let's go to the open classes. The open classes, they don't have a small class, if you will. It starts with, you can go up to 600 inches in the first class. And the reason is we had stealth and savage class that was in the open classes. But after we created the trunk and the no wall classes, that took all of those 2.8s, 2.10s, 2.12s competitors. They weren't walled with that. So they all went to the trunk and the no wall classes. So we didn't delete those classes. Those competitors just left those classes. And so we done away with them. We weren't using them. All the competitors were in the trunk and no wall. So there's that. So the open classes start with our most competitive class, which is the monster. Um, which class meters in the kick? Or what are we doing windshield only? The only time you have to meter on the windshield is if you have a port that comes in front of the B pillar, or you're in the old school class. The old school class, it does it like we did back in the 90s, so you got to be on the glass there. And then sniper, well, I think I even changed it to sniper. If you have a single cab truck, think about it. If you have a single cab truck and you got 210s behind the seat, well, that's speakers in front of the B pillar. So I leave it up to the judge to decide if you have to meter on the glass or not. The whole idea behind this is we're trying to not let people sneak ports up to the front of the vehicle. When everybody else is metering SPL, they'll be playing port wars. We're trying to just stop that, so that's really the only purpose of that. So if you have a sniper build, you have to meter on the glass. But if you have 2.8s, 210s behind the seat of a single cab truck that's going to do a 135, the judge doesn't have to make you meter on the glass. But that's up to the judge. Okay, let me see here. Yep, that's good. That's good. And I'll say this too. I'm glad you're excited, man, because first of all, we didn't build this org to go nationwide. It was never a plan. It never was a plan. So it's just happening. So we really made it to have fun, and we don't have a lot of rules, and that's why, because we want it to be fun. So as we get further and further across the country or whatnot, we get more and more people. A lot of people kind of asking to create rules. Man, we're just not doing that because you already have an org for that. And that would, we don't need two of the orgs that do the same exact thing. So, we're going to be real liberal on our rules. We're not about rules. We're about you having fun. So let's see. Trunk classes aren't ready for me. That sounds like a challenge, guys. Right? I think he's saying he's got y'all's number. That's cool. That's cool. Make him work for it. Yeah, we're excited to be out there, man. I tell you why I'm excited to be out there in California is because last year we had so many people wanting us to come. And I had a few conversations with people at the show in Las Vegas. And man, y'all forgive me, but I couldn't remember who I talked to, the names. I didn't remember the names. I had nobody to reach out to. So, but it worked out. Richard came on with us. He's got experience. He used to be a MECA judge. All of you know him out there. And, I think just the timing was right. He ended that and started with us. And so we're excited he come on with us. We feel like we got lucky. Really, we do. So, okay, we'll talk about that. How does the annual membership work? Okay, so how does the annual membership work? The way that works is from finals to finals. And the reason I do that is if instead of it being a year, I don't want you to have to pay me for 2 memberships and you only get 1 finals. To me, it just don't seem right because the reason you pay your membership is to acquire the ability to come to finals. So just really shouldn't have to pay twice to come to finals. So every year, the day of finals, it starts over. If we go 18 months, like with COVID, then your membership that you paid for 1 year, you really got 6 years, 6 months free out of it. And we'll keep doing that. How to do it? You can either cash app me at $Base Wars, PayPal bill at basewars.org, or you can pay one of your judges on the, at one of the shows. Here's the biggie though. I send everybody that becomes a member a little form. It's a digital form you fill out. It's like a Google form. And that form, when you fill it out, populates a spreadsheet. And I use that spreadsheet. I just add your member number to it if you don't know it. And so if you don't fill that form out, even if you pay, you're not going to get your stuff. So please, if you pay a judge, they'll tell me, but you can reach out to me as well, but you need to get that form filled out. All right, let's see here. Yeah. So PayPal, Cash App. Actually, you can go on basewars.org. There's a tab that says store, and you can go buy it on there. You can do it that way too. So any of those ways are okay. Let's see. Jeep Patriot, no wall, 112, 800 watts. All right. On this score sheet right here, it's a no wall, so you're in a no wall class, right? 112 is a 12. If you look at the bottom right, there's a guide right there. It tells you what the area of a 12 is. It's 113 inches if it's round. So that would put you in the bandit class, 800 watts. You're under 3,000, and that's the bandit class. And that's how we figure that out. And let me say something about this too. That's a 3,000 watt class. So this is why we go with max rated. What the manufacturer rates the amplifiers at. Because the reality is some of them might even do a little more than if you got a 3K, you know, whatever amp, it might do more than 3K. But after you account for impedance rise, you're probably not going to be more than 3K. And so that's why we feel comfortable using max rated power. I know that there are some amps that do a lot more, but I also know that by the time you rise, most people, by the time you rise, you're not there. So there's that. Let's see here. Yep. Let's see. I missed it, but it was okay. No. Was the cap removed? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, the cap's there. The cap's there for most classes. We're going to stick with that. If it turns out to be a mistake after next year, we may change it, but I like it. Everybody I've taught, or most people like it. The only people that don't like it, most of them are, well, it's just a few. I'll be honest. I don't know if I've heard 5 complaints, and most of them have been from the same guy, and all of them have been from online, and all of them have been from people that don't compete with us very much. So there's that. Oh, and listen, let me tell you something. Let me explain to you about the cap. The cap is any of these classes you go in that are in our, I wouldn't say open, but the trunk, the no wall, the open classes, and the C pillar classes. If you peak above 53 hertz, you go into one of our pro classes, and I've told people the people that have high frequency builds like that, they are genuinely good at making that meter loud. I mean, that's what they do. Those cars are built for that. Most of them are not really built to play music. So I'm going to call them the professionals of what we do. They're very good at it. I heard a few complaints over the last year that they didn't have any competition. So that is one reason I did this. I tried to force everybody that does that into 1 or 2 or 3 classes so that they'd have somebody to compete against. That's one thing it would do. It would also keep somebody from that peaks at 25 hertz or 30 hertz, keep them interested in having been able to try and win a national title. Because there's no way, I stand by this, there's no way somebody at 25 hertz, say with 212s in a trunk or not, is going to beat somebody peaking at 70 hertz with 212s in the same Civic. It ain't going to happen. It's never going to happen. So you guys are playing 2 different games. One person is all for the meter, and one person either listens to music or they're more so into demo. I saw plenty of comments on the thread that we're going to go through in just a little bit that people post. We didn't create this class because of complaints. This is how this class originated. Me alone, without anybody complaining, nobody even knowing that I was thinking of this. Probably a year ago, I started reaching out to people, probably 2 years ago, reaching out to people, trying to figure out how to put all of you guys in the exact same class. I wanted to do that by giving a weight, like, so say you, just for easy math, we're going to do we'll say 100 decimals. I know that's not much, but let's just say you do 100 decimals. Then the weighting system I wanted to do would be like, okay, if you're a trunk build, you multiply that by zero point 0.1 or 1.1. So then your score would be 110. And if you were a no wall build, well, let's multiply it by, you know, 1.08 or, something like that. And, and just rate it that way. But I saw real quickly we had trunk cars that were just beating the dog mess out of people that had walls. So that idea was out the window. All right. So we couldn't do it. So I still want to make it to where you guys can have some competition because you don't really have any. And by that, I mean, used to, when you got judged on everything was what we'd have know now as sound quality. You didn't know who win. Now you guys can walk up, look at the scoreboard, and you know if you're going to win or not. So there's not a lot of excitement in that. But used to, we had that excitement. You didn't know until they called the names out who won. You just didn't know. So I wanted to try and recreate that for you guys. And that's why I wanted to do that weighted system. Well, like I said, that would not be that wouldn't work because there are some trunks that are just louder than a lot of people with walls. And so I scrapped that idea. So then I started looking mathematically how we calculate the SPL. It's not just a meter. It measures one thing, but then there's a calculation to make it easily readable for you on the screen. So I thought if I could take that logarithmic function away from that calculation, that I would be able to actually let you guys compete against one another. Honestly, I'm just not there. I'm not intelligent enough to make that happen. And you couple that with the port area that we used to do. The only reason we stopped using the port area was because people had trouble calculating the area of their ports. So, and I say, not everybody's good at math, and length times width's not that hard, but people would get it confused with depth. They would think volume instead of area. So, and then nowadays, CNCs, they kind of make any shape port possible. Who knows how to calculate the area of a catfish? You got to have calculus for that. I don't want to sit there and do that, and I don't think anybody else could do it either. So there's that. So this 53 hertz is really attempt number 3 that I have to make things kind of more fair and fun, even though it's not putting all of you guys in the same class. There is a step 4 to this, but I'm not going to share that yet. That's probably a year, 2 years down the road. I think. Anyway, I won't go there yet. Let me check these comments right quick. So you're wanting to put the same class, the purpose-built vehicles. So you're wanting to put in the. I assume you're saying I want to put everybody in the same class with purpose-built vehicles. Yeah, I wanted to do that, but that's just not doable. I just want you guys to have somebody to compete against, but that's not doable. And purpose-built vehicles, man, they're just special. So no way will you ever be able to compete a daily with the purpose-built vehicle. So I would like to, but no, that can't happen. Let me see here. If we can get other competitors from other orgs to run base wars, frequency cap will get lowered again. I'm not sure if this is I don't know if that's a question or whatnot. If it is a statement, just stop because that's not true. That's just not true. I don't understand. So the frequency cap will get lowered again. No, it won't get lowered. I would have liked to had it at around 50, but I like lower lower tones in my music, and I know not everybody's that way. But yeah, no, I don't think we'll ever lower it. So let's see. Are we allowed reruns for free at the show? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Up to a point. If you got like a lot of people there and the judge don't think that he can get everybody ran, he'll cut it off at a certain point. I always cut it off at the end of the show, about an hour before the end, make sure I can get everybody run. So yeah, reruns are free. We never charge for reruns. Let's see here. I'm waiting for the BERT discussion to finish, but I have multiple questions in the demo class. Okay. I'll yell at you. I'll holler whenever we get there. Hey, Wes Strickland, y'all. He's got a little car I like. He'll give it to me one day. His wheel, maybe. Let's see here. I'm great with a cap. Tired of having my ass handed to me by 60 plus hertz. Yeah. Let's see. Reruns are typically free. Fair enough. Yep. Don't worry. Still got me. Got a Jeep. Has the rulebook and classes been updated? Yeah. So look, I keep the most up to date rulebook and classes on the website. I try to post them on Facebook some, but at www.basewars.org, there's a tab there. It says rulebook. There's a PDF that you can click on, and so it's there. And a matter of fact, I updated it a little bit earlier today. The only one, and I don't think you guys have access to it, I gave it to the judges, that I still have yet to update is a print version that you can print and bring to a show. But if you're new to us, you'll see you can have those rules memorized in 5 seconds. There's just not many. It really is more of a guidebook than a rule book. We only really have one major rule, and that is we hand you the sensor, and you can put that sensor anywhere you want to in front of the front seat location. By that, we mean if you want to take your seats out, that's fine, but that meter's got to go somewhere in front of where the front seats would be. So pretty much the kick or the window, but that's where you're going to be loud anyway. You're not going to be loud in the middle of the cabin, most likely. I won't say not, but let's see. Current rule books always. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I did that, Dan. So I probably need to do that. I probably didn't do that since I just put the new one out, but I need to do that. Let's see. Only downside is no walls. If I don't know what a super street guy is, but we'll have zero chance Derek Blazer did a 164 on the dash, a 600 watt amp. So here's where I guess I can't follow just because I don't know the other orgs. Okay, I don't know what Super Street is, and I don't know anything about this build you're talking about. But unless you're talking about Derek Haddix, I guess. So I'll skip and we'll go to these clamp classes. So what I did, if you'll notice, and I guess it is probably hard for you guys to see, and actually. That's not the correct score sheet. So if y'all bear with me for 1 second, I'm going to unshare this and find the right one because I created another one. We added some more stuff today. So let me see if I can find it. The only change in the score sheet versus the one that I was just sharing with you is this one class that I'll show you. And that is a clamp class. I created one more, and it's a trunk build, a trunk class. So it is a stock trunk 5K. And I got a lot of artwork, so it might take me just a second to find it. I'm bummed that wasn't it. So I am going to try to pull up. One second. Let's see. Yep, this is it. Let me get this moved over to where you guys can see it. And let me share this screen again. All right. So this is pretty much the same thing that you guys were just looking at. But if you'll notice here in the middle, this trunk class is what we added. So what we have is a trunk 5K class. We also have a stock. This would, in essence, I guess, be a no wall now. Though we're probably not going to define it that, but we should. But I really want to be done with this score sheet so that you guys can get a bead on it and do what you want to do. So these are our clamp classes, if you will. Although unleashed trunk and unleashed unlimited is just extreme or do what you want to do, you don't have to clamp those. So really, there's three of them. They said that the trunk couldn't compete, and I don't know this because I never really been around the clamp or clamp classes, so I just don't get it. But they say a trunk clamped 5K cannot compete with uh, a stock Astro van, let's say, or a stock wall build. So I separate them. So now we have a trunk 5K, and I guess this least right here could be a stock, could be is a stock cabin wall or not, 5K, and then we have a short lease, which is a 10K extreme type build, which would so that ought to cover for the most part without having a million different classes for the people that want to clamp. So, and and this comes about from a few reasons. One, uh, literally, one person mentioned that they were frustrated of getting beat by the higher frequency fart box, burp box, whatever. Uh, Multiple people mentioned to me that they were bored. They just didn't have anybody compete against in base horse. They were saying they liked the other orgs better because they clamped and that's just their forte. So, but I don't want to lose them as a customer. So we created these. Uh, but this mainly happened, this cap mainly happened uh, to try to take everybody for all the stuff I've heard and my desire to put everybody in one class to make them compete against one another so everybody can have more competition. That is literally it. I saw somewhere on the post about talking about people complaining. That is not where this come from. It didn't come from that. Very few people complained. It was mainly me just wanting to make it more fun for everybody. People that peak high, no competition. People that peak low, can't keep up with them. So it just seemed like a natural fit. So let's see. Let me click on Mel's comment down here. So walls and no walls will go against each other in a clamp stock 5K. Let's see. Yes, I believe that is the case. That will happen. I don't think I'm gonna, unless we could maybe change this leashed to a no wall. What would that do? If we did that, what would that do? We've got a trunk, we would have a no wall, then we'd have a 10K extreme, and the other two are unlimited. So I could see changing lease to the no wall class, but I'll have to talk to some other people that really clamp. Walt is a judge with us. He's probably one I could talk to about that. Uh, I don't know. I don't really see a problem with that, to change that, to designate that a no wall class. That might be the way to go. Uh, so if so, Walt says yes, that's a good thing. So if we did that, if we changed the leased to a no wall class only, would that kind of complete the spectrum? I mean, within reason. I realize we don't have a 2K, a 3K, a 5K, a 7K, and a whatever. And we don't want to, man. Oh my God. No, we don't want to. We like what we do. We just wanted to create a few classes, to help those people that are asked about this and to make this separation that we wanted. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Well, uh, wall versus anything not should win. Okay. Well, I think it would be pretty easy. All I have to really do is tell the judge and change that right there, to just make that a no wall. So that's something we'll talk about, and I can't see a problem doing that. So there we go. There's that. Uh, yeah. Let's see here. Let me go through these comments. Trunk 5K, no wall 5K, and wall 10K. That 10K, man, that's making us create yet another class. I have to really talk with some people about that. The unlimited doesn't 10K. I think the 10K, the short leash, that doesn't have to be extreme. I'm saying if it's a wall, let me find this. Wall 5K and wall 10K. So this what we have right here with this 10K. The only thing is it counts extreme vehicles, unless we made this short leash right here a walled 10K, and we just let the extremes go here. But these aren't clamped, and I want the extreme classes to be able to clamp too. Or maybe they don't care. What does Carlos think? What does Carlos Rodriguez think? Does he think he cares how much power? Does it behoove him to have a 10K? Yeah. I'll tell you why it does. Is we got to have an extreme 10K class, because there's a big difference between 20 or 30,000 watts and in RP Patel's vehicle, was you got 1,000,000 watts? I don't know, but there's a big difference there. So that I'm gonna have to do some thinking about. Yeah. Right. Put all the extremes in GOAT. Yep. That's not a bad idea. I'm down. Yeah, if they're not, no, can't do that. The reason we can't do that is because the GOAT is really for demo builds. People like Steve Duncan, should he compete with us? People like oh, dang, what's the guy up in the pig farmer? What's his name? Everybody knows him. Does 170. I put him on a lot of graphics. But anyway, we need to have a class for those guys to be able to play. Yeah, Paul Nacer, that's right. He's got the little white car. But we need them to have a place to play. So they can't compete once again at 40 hertz with Carlos's 80 hertz or RP's 70 hertz or whatever they are. So we can't really do that. So there needs to be a little more thought put into the either the extreme or no wall. But at least look at it this way. We're halfway there. We got a trunk and we have the least, which could easily pretty much be a no wall. We just have to work to find a spot for a wall one. So, but you guys realize that we ain't talking about a handful of people that compete with us that peak high like that. So not a lot of people, but we don't know what's coming in the future. All right. Let me see here. So Greg Kelly, are you still on here? I hope Greg is, because Greg created these Demo Wars classes for us, and I don't know much about them. Demo classes. All right, Jeremy Mott, you said you had classes. Well, this is about the hurricane, typhoon, cyclone, twister, hot seat, all those. Okay, almost. Not Demo Wars. This is just demo classes. We almost there, though. All right, so the demo classes, once again, these were created some time ago to get the people that like to demo in. And I realize that it's not very fair to have 212s competing against 2012s. I get it. As these things grow, maybe one day they get broke out, but at some point we got too many classes. So I don't really know what we'll wind up doing with them, but I am aware that they could use some separation, not by frequency, but by either cone or power. But it's not in the near future, I don't think. But it's not very fair for like I said, 212 to compete against 20. Just don't know quite what to do about it. So hurricane, typhoon, cyclone, and twister, the way these work is we hand you the sensor. You put it either in the kick or wherever you like. and you play music for 30 seconds, and you have to peak within a certain frequency. If you don't peak in that frequency, uh, the judge either moves you to where you did peak the the prospective class that you would be in, or you can redo it and try to peak in the class that you wanted to. The hot seat, we had taken this feature away, but the hot seat is now you must have a spectator or somebody to sit in your seat, your hot seat, and hold the sensor like somewhere around here, not stretched back to a port, but somewhere right here, just somewhere right here. Uh, so that's what that class is, and it is not frequency specific. Uh, Choose someone that can handle the high pressure if you have a high pressure vehicle. Don't let them tap out on you. Mayhem is 60 is a 60-second class, 1 foot outside the vehicle. Doesn't matter, right side, left side, doesn't matter, but it's 1 foot outside a window of the vehicle. All right, the front window of the vehicle. Crowd loud is 6 feet away. In our crowd loud, you can do whatever you want with a vehicle. You can get people, make a wall. That usually makes the score a little bit better. I encourage you to get fit people, like people that are hard. Fluffy people don't always work. They absorb rather than reflect. Demo Dominator, that is a non-meter class, and honestly, it may fall over into the Demo Wars classes. They're kind of the same thing, so I could see the Demo Dominator going away and it just being put into the one of the Demo Wars classes. The death match is kind of a call out, is what it was intended to do, but some places they're just doing it without it being a call out. It's a 3-minute class, man. Good luck with that. But there are some fools up north that do it. 3 minutes, man. You don't need no heater. They up there is 10 degrees, but they don't need no heater. Them subs putting out some heat. You can feel it. 20, well, not 20, but 10 feet before you get to the vehicle, you can feel the heat. It is crazy. Let me go through some comments right quick, and I think we will be at those Demo Wars that Jeremy had questions on. So let's see here. Still confused on the cap. All right, the cap that everybody's talking about is 53 hertz. So the way this works is if you run one of these trunk, no wall, or open classes, or C-pillar class, and you peak higher than 53, you are thrust violently into the pro classes, one of the pro classes. So you will either go into the trunk pro class, the leashed, which is a 5K class. The trunk is also a 5K class. But anyway, you're clamped at that point. So basically, you go into a clamp class. Which one, we don't know. It depends on your build. That's the scoop on that. Oh, so if you don't know that you're going to peak, there's nothing you can do in base wars to get disqualified. Be mean to the judge. That's it. That's the only way you get disqualified. So if you do peak higher, then you can either get moved into one of those unlimited classes where you don't have to clamp, or you can redo it. So there's that. I don't know if there's anything else I can add to that, but if that don't clear it up, just put another comment on here. Can I run hot seat and typhoon at the same show? You can. So let me say this too. Two things. The membership, from the time you get that membership, you start acquiring shows towards finals. So if you run 2 classes, you get 2 shows towards finals. But man, don't do this. That's not true. I don't want you not to do this. But what I mean is, man, there are some people that run, and we're thankful that they run all the different classes. But man, come finals, they had 4 classes and a bunch of different, or they had 4 shows or in a bunch of different classes, but not 5 in any. And man, these are my friends, and I had to tell them they couldn't compete. And I think that's why we were 15 people short than we were last year of our finals, and we did more remote locations. So that is why I didn't change. I didn't let up. I held firm to the 5 shows. So I'm sorry I had to do that, but I mean that's what you got to do. I couldn't let one guy go with 4. I'd have been slapping the everybody else in the face that they did 5 to 10 shows or whatnot. So if you do that, just make sure that you pick what you want to run in finals, and you make sure you get your 5 there. Let's see. Sadly, the rules are trying to have no rules. I'd say a lot of trunks, no walls are primarily 5K, but there are also some that don't have a bunch of power or big. Yep, that's true. That's true. Let's see. So you have to peak. I'm assuming we're talking about the demo classes. You have to peak in the certain frequency. So there's that. Let's see. Did a 10-minute death match. Woo, 10 minutes. And 10 minutes. That's rough. Okay. I can see Twister broken down. But you can make a run. Okay, let's see. Right? You can run every demo class if you want. Yep, he's right. You can run them all. And we encourage you to do so. Have fun with it. Wonder if you guys hear that. I'm in a room by myself, and there's noise. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, if you have a build that peaks at 53 hertz, but you decide to play 52, or yeah, you can still run the. Yeah. Okay, I got this wrong. If someone peaks below 53, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do it. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. If you want to stop, you can run. Yep, that's right. Okay, cool. Now, Jeremy Mott, what's up with these demo classes? And I bet Greg Kelly gone to bed because he's the man. He's the one that created them. I don't really know much about them. But so what do you think? What's up with the demo classes? What are your questions there? Demo wars. Yep, demo wars. What is the question? Those so this is the way it works. I'll tell you why he's probably writing this question. So the way these work is you pull up to and somewhere wherever the judge decides, you pull up 2 cars head to head, and you each one plays for a minute. The judge has got some chips. The car that wins will be marked with, let's just say, black and red checkers. Think of it like that. One car is marked with a red checker, one with a black. So the judges have red and black checkers in their hands. There's 3 judges. So if they like the black car, they drop the black checker in the box. If they like the red car, they drop the red car in the box. And 3 judges means there's no tie. So you play for a minute each. The judges judge them. The judges are picked at random. I'd say at random, but you got to be careful. Sometimes you pick people that leave, and you can't do that. So, but some judges are picked, and that's how that works. So, would like to know how these classes are going to be judged separate of demo dominator. Yeah, okay. So just like what I said, they pull up nose to nose, and this is kind of like a bracket thing. So say this guy wins, this guy leaves, another guy comes. This guy plays first, so his can cool off. This guy plays, then this guy plays, and then after that, the judges drop the chip which vehicle they like the best. This is a 360-degree walk around judging. So you have to put speakers in your grill or whatnot, depending on what class you go in. But that's that. Yeah, no foul language in the music within reason. So a spinoff of Mecca's dueling demos. I think so. I don't really know what Mecca's dueling demos is, but I know Greg was real fond of it, and Greg created these for us. I don't know the difference between ours and Mecca's. But I know Greg said there was a little something different. Uh, yeah, right. I always like the little red car. Yeah, this is it's fun. I think that people seem to, the few times that we've done it, man, they've really liked it. You know. Well, these are head to head as well. These are head to head as well. And this is new for us. And so, like Greg has done it before because he used to be with Mecca, but I don't know what our judges, I don't know what Jordan and Jimmy will, I don't know what their flow will be. You know, I don't know what it'll be. I don't know if they'll wait and do it all at the end, if they'll do it when like, they get two cars in one class, will they go ahead and do it? I don't know. So there's that. So nose to nose, yes, sir, nose to nose. How much space will be between the two vehicles? It just depends on how confident you and your opponent are with your driving. But there needs to be plenty of space enough for the judge to walk around and hear the vehicle. So um, that's kind of up to you guys. Up to you guys. We're not going to make a rule for this, put it that way. Let's see here. Demo Wars class is going to be at finals. All right. So this is the way we're going to do this stuff at finals. We will probably, I'm not say probably. Well, I would say probably. What area has the most entries in these non-metered classes, judged classes, that judge will have the opportunity to have these classes at his area. They can't be all over the country. You got to have the same judges. So um, those classes, you may have to travel to those. I'm sorry, but I don't know of another way around it. So yeah. So we will do them at finals, but you may have to travel. Yeah, you may have to travel for those, but they will be there. Whereas they haven't been able to be there. That's how we're going to do that. Let's see. Demo wars I envision be like street battles, hence my confusion. Yeah, I understand. See, Mecca's not nose to nose, but head to head as much as I've seen it. All right. Let's see. All right. So the only other one that we haven't talked about is the fun classes. Is that all that you all the questions about the demo wars classes? Is it better just because talking to Greg? I don't know. I don't know the differences. I don't know the difference between ours and Mecca's. Let's see. Demo wars at every location, but local winners. Man, that I could just see that making my trophy count skyrocket. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but usually I had some help, and I want to thank Dan Horner helped sponsor our finals awards. Which, by the way, they're done. I was waiting on those plugs for you guys to plug it in the wall, but the shipment still says delayed. It don't say anything else. So I'm tired of waiting. So as soon as I come back from Vegas, I'm gonna just make a mission to get those out to you guys. And if the plugs ever come in, or if I buy some more, I'll ship them to the judges now. They'll hand them to you. They light up. So there's a 12 volt wires coming out of it for LEDs. I had a plug that you could just screw an adapter on, and then that plugged into the transformer, and that plugged into the wall, so it light up if you hang it on your wall. But man, we haven't gotten the plugs, and they were supposed to be in before finals. They're still not here, and we've been waiting on those plugs for probably 3-4 weeks. Since finals. So I don't know. So there's that. I forgot where I was going to go with the rest of it. Our fun class is old school. You have to play one of those 3 songs listed in the rule book, and you have to meter on the glass. Let's see. That's about. Oh, and not bass boosted music. It's got to be just plain. You can do it off YouTube or whatever, which is really stupid. I wouldn't do that, but if you want to, you can do that, but it can't be it can't be laced, it can't be base boosted. Port wars is self-explanatory, with the exception of the port. You can put in a port, but this is what don't happen. You don't clip it into anything inside the port where you have the port shrunk down, and, to a tube the size of the sensor. That's what is that? So you can't do that. Other than that, port wars is pretty wide open. Iron horse is for our motorcycles and side by sides. Lit is usually only done in the evening time. That's our LED class, and it's judged just kind of like Demo Dominator or one of these Demo Wars. 3 judges. They give a score and take it back to the judge. Baby Boomer SPL, that's for the little kids' cars. How loud is it? Just kind of like what the cars do. Baby Boomer SPL music is how loud is it on music using P code. Baby Boomer port is port wars with the kids on their little side by sides. And that is that. So that's the score sheet. Any questions so far? Yep. That old school has got to be sealed. Sealed up on the dash. Let's see. My kiddo is pretty stoked about the move. That's cool. That's why we're creating them. Demo wars at every location, but local winners. That's tough. Let's see. Rules are more relaxed. Let's see. Take number 1 and number 2, no matter where it is. Okay. We'll pay extra to have our own local demo wars. I'm not totally against it, but we'll have to work that out. Yes, sir. No problem. Thank y'all. All right. Now, I am going to pull up Facebook. There was a post about all the clamp stuff we have, and I would like to address any of that. So if you'll bear with me for just 1 second, find my screen where you guys are, because I've lost you. Don't see you anywhere. There it is. Okay. Oh, there you are. I literally couldn't find you guys. I got so many screens open. Okay, yeah, the top 10s. Let me say this. The top 10s are from finals forward, minus one show that Brandon Buck did for us the day of finals. I don't have that stuff. He sent me the stuff after I posted those graphics, but 60s are the new 50s. Yep, I believe that's the case. Let's see. Yep. Like Jordan's got something. All right, let me find a way to share this other thing and get my Facebook dragged over there. Because there was just some misinformation, as Facebook likes to call it. I'll not use that term because I don't like that term. Let's see. They changed the buttons, man. It don't look like it used to, so I'm sorry. So this got posted, and honestly, I approve a lot of the stuff, and I don't really look at it. So we're going to go through this. Some of the comments, they just, people just wrong. You know, people like to be on this keyboard warrior kick. And so let's see here. So he says frequency doesn't matter. Change my mind. Okay. Well, I don't. I think frequency matters because nobody's doing 180s at 20 hertz. You know. Let's see here. It'll take me. Just bear with me. I'll tell you what. Why am I doing this? I could move this over here where I can see a little better. I think I've tried to address a lot of this already when we talked about those classes, but the main thing I wanted to address from here was that it really wasn't a lot of complaints. The reason I did what I did it because I thought it was a better thing to do. I think it would please more people by giving the originally, I wasn't going to have this many clamp classes. I just wanted to put all the high frequency people in the same class so they could have somebody to compete against. But uh, after talking about it and after we post this, it just didn't seem like you guys thought the same thing. So we added classes. That's kind of where that come from. But I didn't. Jason Miller did. I think he blew his class out the water, even with problems at finals, and he peaks high. But it wasn't directed at Jason's build or any other. Uh, it was simply business on my end from what I have heard all year long. And like I said, it I've been looking for a way to do something like this for years. So, uh, it's just now's the time. Now's the time we did it. And then I'd also like to say this. Everybody said to me, you know what? Let these guys, let them build an SPO car. They say let them build one. Man up, basically, is what they were saying. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why does 90% of the people have to man up against, 10%? And so I say this to those guys: why don't you man up and build one at 40 hertz and see if you can win? You know, I don't really care. Not really, but I'm just saying you can't really cherry pick. Who's got to man up because there's all rules are okay. So we say okay, uh, frequency don't matter, and my car does. Uh, I'm world champion in a 3K class. So you're already separating yourself from others to benefit you so that you can be the man. So it's just kind of hypocritical to tell somebody else to man up to be able to do a 160 with 212s just because you do in your build. So I say everybody almost has to just kind of man up. None of you are competing against one another, really. That's what the classes are about. If you really want to man up, let's create an unlimited. I think we got one, and all of you go in it. Now you got a competition. Now let's see who the man is. But I can tell you, the man will be happy, but everybody below him going to bellyache that the man is the man. So yeah. So that's my thoughts on that, man. You can't be telling people to man up when you're not manned up yourself. If you're a champion in a 5200 watt class, that's awesome that you're a champion in a 5200 watt class. But that's only in a 5200 watt class, and that's only if you're in base wars, that's only in one org. So I'm just saying we're all separated. So for somebody to say, uh, for others to man up to match them, I'm like, well, why don't you try to match them? Why don't you go down? Why don't you match something else? You'll never get everybody together, which is what I've been trying to do. So, right? Don't do that. Cool, man. So listen, of all the things, do you guys have any comments or questions that I can answer for you on this Thursday night at 9:30? I hope I didn't step on any other podcasts. I wanted to do it last night, but I think Steve and them do one on Wednesday night, and so I didn't do it. Build a SPL bike, then talk. Right? Speaking of bikes, though, we're working on that. We're going to start doing some sort of like bike only shows. I'm pretty excited about that. So we're going to have a whole score sheet just for that, and they'll have different classes and stuff. So that'll be fun. Yep, we did get it figured out. We thought it was a bad mic. We don't know what happened, but when I got home, it worked perfectly. Yeah. Let's see. Right. Yeah, I didn't want to let it go, but nobody really ran it. But so far this year, it's getting pretty popular. So I'm glad I kept it too. I don't want to take anything from you guys. It's just whatever you guys want. I'm just listening and trying to acclimate, you know, for everything that I hear. Uh, but I also sit and look at numbers pretty regular. And at that time, we didn't have any hurricane people that ran. Everything's timing, So like right now, or last year, or especially the year before, no hurricane people. Now we're starting to have more. So maybe it's the growth that we've had. Uh, I don't know. Uh, I'm just saying that right now, maybe it's the time for hurricane, whereas 2 years it wasn't. 2 years ago, maybe it wasn't. So, oh yeah, I didn't mention the high voltage class. My bad. Skipped right over it. Did I put it on there? I did. The high voltage class is you can run 200 volts if you want to. Go on, do you? That's what that is. Anything over 18 volts. That's what that is. It's an unlimited everything. Thank you, man. I will. We'll do our best. Mm. So, any more questions, man? I tried to go over. I know I went over the score sheet. I think I've explained to you guys about the points for finals. You don't need points; you need number of shows. Uh, yeah, man. No, I'm proud to have y'all, man. Uh, And I iterate, you guys, it never was a plan for Base Wars to grow. It really wasn't. I got lucky. Jimmy wanted to come on with us, and we had two spots. And then when Jordan came, it kind of freed me up to go and do. And man, it's y'all are growing it. It's pulling me, man. I mean, I'm like, hold on. Uh, so man, it's just never was a plan, and that's probably why we have the growing pains we do with the classes and we didn't want to clamp. We don't like to clamp. Clamping ain't no fun. I mean, it's cool. I like it, but it's hard for the judges if you got a lot of people. So there's that. Uh, I just want a single 18 back in Bandit. I really would like to put Bill Gates' money in my bank account. You know, I think that would be cool. I do. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, man. Me too. Me too. I appreciate it. We got it. We got a bunch of adult Power Wheel classes. Yeah, we do. Chris, you missed it. We did a drawing and you owe me $100, man. My cash app's $ Base Force. I like to see people run that hurricane, y'all. If you have the well, you don't have to do it, but used to all those demo classes you had to hold a sensor. Then people started tapping out, so we stopped. Made to where you could put it in the kick panel. But it used to be fun to hold for the hurricane class. It was really rare, but it was fun when you did do it. So. All right. Well, y'all, I don't want to just keep you rambling, especially by myself. I mean, I didn't do my makeup this time, so no, I'm not pretty as I normally am. Yeah, man, we appreciate that. Big time we do. Yep. $100 in the hot seat. That's right. Hot seat. Yeah, you got to have somebody sit in the hot seat. That we So, and I haven't even told the judges this, but if the judges are uncomfortable doing this, because look, there's a liability thing. If something happened, we could be kind of responsible. So, if the judges are uncomfortable doing this, they just won't run that class. Just don't do it. Right. Right. I like the low ones. Yeah. Any other questions, y'all? I know we're real simple, but even simple, whenever we're looking at it every day, we think it's very simple. But if you got anything, any kind of question that I didn't answer, I didn't mention, um, man, now is the time. I told you about the memberships. If your points or your shows start counting after you become a member, not before. So hope I don't lose you guys again. I'm going to do something for you. All right. I am going to share my screen again, and I will show you how I am doing this. Now, I tried to come up with a better way. Honestly, I just wasn't intelligent enough to get it done without spending all of my time working on what I'm fixing to show you. So I paid somebody else to do it. So, but they're just not finished yet. Let's see here. Share screen, and I am going to share now. You probably won't be able to read this, okay? But if you can, I'm just going to show you. So what this is all of our shows, exception of the one. I put all these scores in here. I type all these in, right? And what I have is on this document, a member number, name, blah, 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 all the way over to, on the right, it goes over to a show ID, a judge, a date, how many points you got for that. Now, I'm showing you all this to show you so you understand that when the judges send me this, they put that member number in there. There it is. Now, right now, we only have 260 runs so far this year, or since our finals, right? But at some point, this thing right here is going to be 5,000 deep. Okay. I am not going to go back through this document for every time I find your name and put your member number so that you can have those points or those number of shows later. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pay somebody to do it. So I'm telling you, if you wait till the end and you want to get your membership, it's going to be $50 instead of $25 because I'm going to pay my daughter to go sift through here and do this. And then there's going to be problems still because, and I'll show you, see if I can find one to show you why. All right, see this? You guys probably can't read this. Steve Scrapper Oakley, okay? So if he puts that down, okay, so be it, no problem. But if the next time he doesn't put this in here, well, now you might not recognize him as the same person, you know, so we might miss it. So you got to really, really pay attention. So at this point, you know, you got to know, oh, let me go check. Is this what areas this is? Who is this, who is this judge? Anyway, it ain't just easy. So that's why. Now, I'm working on this document right here. I'm having one made that will allow me to have the top 10s for you guys. But let me just tell you what I had to do to get those top 10 graphics for you guys. Basically, I copied this to another page, and then I sorted it, and then I went through by hand. It says, okay, I counted looked at the class, and I counted the 10, and then I had to go through and see, I make sure nobody was doubled. Like, see, Dave is in there twice on that. I would delete Dave's lowest score. Now that 11th person bumps up in the top 10, but I'm having to do this manually. And when I do it manually, I'm going to mess up. It's going to happen. So that's what I did. I sit here all day. It didn't take me long because we don't have many people, but to make those graphics took a while. So that's why I don't do them so often. But after my guy finishes this document for us, there is a tab that says top 10, and it'll all be sorted out for me from this document. So it should get easier. Yeah. So, well, used to, I'll touch on this too. Used to, we did not have the opportunity for these member numbers here. So, meaning that is there was no spot for us to put it in on the term lab. So Wayne did an update recently, and so we now have a spot so we can use member numbers, and that's why I'm pushing you guys to get them now. Whereas I used to, I didn't really care. because I was really going off the name as a key identifier. But now we can use the number. So there's that. So, like, say next week when we got all these shows coming, if you're a member, see, I got to go and well, when they send me the data, it'll be there. But if they don't put the data in there, if the judges don't put the data in there, it's not going to populate. So, hey, somebody listening, I just got membership money. It sounded like, yeah, yeah, I got it, Brett. So anyway, so there's how this is what I'm working with, and it's not. I know there are better ways, and if you guys are smarter than me on this stuff, you're welcome to jump in and help. I don't mind. I'll take the help. But I did pay somebody to come up with something, but he's just not done with it. Under contract this time, paid when he's finished. I can't tell you how many times we've tried this and failure, and they either run off with my money or 3 people have been paid for websites. We don't have one yet. The one we have, I made, and I'm not a web coder. So anyway, so there's that. That's why I harp on the memberships. So we're getting there. We're gonna have some top 10 lists for you soon. Oh yeah, speaking of the top 10, it is easier to for me to put that on the web as opposed to making those graphics. But I'm gonna keep making the graphics because I like doing them. I think y'all like them a little better. I think they just look better. So, but I will tell you this. I will update this more. This is our website, www.basewars.org. So I put a top 10 page on here, and here they are. It's not pretty. I couldn't figure out how to get these lines off here. This is not a table. I just copied the data from the spreadsheet, and this is what happened. So it's not pretty. I'll figure out how to make it pretty for you later, but I'm concentrating on some other things right now. But here's you a top 10. Here's the classes. Here's the top 10. But the only difference is you got to scroll down. There's the top 10. It's just not pretty for you, but they're there. And I'm going to try and keep this updated. I know after I get my document from the guy, it'll be real easy to do. And then we have a website. This will just be done, and I won't have to do any of it. But I hadn't found anybody to do me a website. So there's that. Yeah, I'd like to come to Kentucky. All right. Everybody needs a membership for finals. That is true. You got to have the membership come to finals. And I'll tell you this, man. There's a reason. There's a couple reasons we did away with the points. It was really 5 shows anyway. But man, I don't want people, and I don't want people just running for a show number either. I really want to create the culture where you guys just want to come. We're coming and hanging out, and oh yeah, while we're here, we're going to compete. That's what I really would like. I hate to hear somebody say I'm just going for points. I know it's fun and all, but I don't want to create that environment. That's not the culture I want to create. I want you to want to come to Base Wars and hang out and have fun. Now, don't get me wrong. I do want you to compete because we need the money, right? Judges, we all spend a lot of money. I'm fixing to drive to Las Vegas. I don't even know what it's going to cost, right? I know I'm going to go in the hole, no doubt. But that's just part of it. But on the norm, the judges, they don't need to be going in the hole. So we need you to compete. But we don't want you to just come for points. We want you to want to be there. Right. Let's see here. All right, y'all. I keep coming up with information to give you, but I don't want to wear you out. It's like I said, this ain't our night. It's not Monday. And like I said, Jimmy was going to come with me, but he had, I think he said he worked late, tonight. So, yeah, Jimmy's got one at Twisted Audio this weekend. I think Richard's got one in California. Greg's got one in Kentucky. This is really exciting, trophies. I don't know if he's talking about the ones that I have. But as soon as I come back from Vegas, I'm making a trip around the country, giving them to you guys. Which is, I'll be back that following probably Wednesday. So either depends on what's going on that weekend. I'm not sure if I have a Florida show or not, but I can't remember, but either I will strike out. I'll try to hit a show in each area is what my goal is to come to a show where a lot of people will be, or at least hand them to the to the judges, and because I like to be around the shows, I like to and see the guys that I don't get to see very often. So I really want to bring them. If it looks like I'm not going to bring them very quickly, I'll ship them, to the judge and let him give them to you. But anyway, I'm ready to do it. Ready to get it done. I just really wanted those plugs, man, for them to light up. So I don't know what I did with it. I have one here, but it's got two little wires, a plus and a minus for LEDs. So uh, you can power them up however you want until we get the plugs. So 50 miles from where? 50 miles from where? Ah. Okay, y'all. So I'm all right. So let me just show you. Here's the rule book. Bam. You can click on that. It'll load. Yours may not load up Adobe because I have Adobe, although I'm not signed in. But and here's the guidebook, if you will. A lot of this could be shortened, and it may later. But I was trying to get it out, and I wanted to get it out quickly for you guys. But there you go. And there's a sample of the score sheet. And if you notice, it is the new one. I did this today, so there's that. You can also, here's some pretty good videos for you if you want to know get some knowledge. I'll put some more up here, but these are YouTube videos that you can play. This guy's got a lot of knowledge. Seems to be the most knowledgeable person I've seen on YouTube as far as explaining TS parameters and ports and this and that. If you haven't watched these, you really should. You really should watch them, man. They're awesome videos. So let's see the rule book home top 10. I showed you the top 10. This is going to take me away from the site, but this is our store where you can go on there, buy a t-shirt, though I'd rather you buy the t-shirt from the judges so that they get to make money too. Decals the same way. I'd rather you buy it from the judge, but if they don't have it, you can buy it here. This is where you can buy your membership. These, we still sell these. I hate them, but if you buy one, I'll make you one and sell it to you. I hate them because they're a little bigger than these and they don't really fit in my little box. This one, I hate weeding this one. I should just take that one away. We hate that. But yeah. So, and later we'll put more things on there. That's it. That's it for the website. So, all right. Scrolling one more time for questions. Crowd loud. Do they glow in pink? They will if you put a hot pink light bulb shining in their direction. I agree. I look forward. We're coming to Vegas. It's going to be a long ride, though. Okay. Yeah. He does. He knows his stuff. He's good. All right, guys. I don't see anything else I can educate you guys on about Base Wars. And I don't know of anything else. I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Main thing I wanted to cover is I didn't want people thinking that I made these classes for any one person or even a couple, because I didn't. This had been in the making for a long time. When I can get smart enough to put all you guys in the class, compete against one another, that would be fun. And it is doable. Just not quite there with the math yet. Okay. Well, I'm going to play this little exit video if I can find it. Normally Jimmy does this. It's been so long since I did it. I forgot. And I forgot also, let me mention this too. Let me just go ahead and do this. Our sponsors, Savard Speaker Systems. You guys should check them out. Check them out because they help us out. So that would be awesome. Kicker stands for us real big and strong. So I don't know what you might want Kicker, but they have all kinds of stuff. You think you might not want the subwoofers because they're not real big in the SPL market, but they're fixing to be. So you want to warm up the Kicker buy you some stuff there. Once again, Dan Horner with DTX, he sponsored he helped sponsor the trophies for I mean, he was the only sponsor. So Dan and I are the one that paid for those trophies that you guys are going to get for finals. We got a few people with the tag plates that are, I think, almost here. So Southern Thunder, I need to talk with them because I thought they were a distributorship. I think they are. I think they may do retail also. So Southern Thunder Car Audio, is who they are. Savard also stepped up right here. Savard Speaker System stepped up to sponsor the tag plates, and then JY Power. I'm sure you guys know them. JY stepped up to. So those three companies help pay for all those tag plates that are coming in. Now they're late and they're behind. The tag plates are. We're supposed to have them in our hand, 2 months ago, and so I'd even also like to thank the people that have helped us with the awards that some of you have been getting. Those little wood cutouts, UAF over in Mobile, been making those with us and for us. They also pretty much made the trophies. So they've really helped us a lot in the last 2 months. Let's say, 2 months. So there's that. So go check our sponsors out. Let's give them something for their money. They give me money. Savard is they're one of the sponsors. Actually, currently right now they're the only sponsor that gives us money every month on a monthly basis. So definitely go check them out. Kicker, they're responsible for a lot of money to us and a lot of things for us, in the last year. So, do something for them. If you do something for them, that would be awesome. That's an awesome way to help us, so anyway, so there's that. That's all I got, man. I'm gonna find this exit video since Jimmy's not here to push the go button, and we'll see you guys later. But thank you for tuning in. I hope I answered all your questions. If I didn't, message me, call me, and I tell you what else would be awesome. And I don't have it up anymore, but man, if you got concerns, just call me 601-953-6504, or message me or something. And don't go be keyboard warrior. I promise you there's a method to the madness. No need to just bash. No need to bash. It sucks. Don't bash. All right, let me find a video for you guys. How about this one? We'll see you guys Monday night.